Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your Heruscope for this Taurus season, which is from April 20th to May 20th of this year, 2018. So, I will not speak for any other astrologers and how they produce their horoscopes. I will only speak for myself, and I go by the teachings of my ancestors as well as being guided by my higher self. So in Kemet, they had several different calendars running simultaneously while still correlating with each other. I will do a separate video on the calendars of Kemet, but for the sake of this video, I will simply do an overview of their astronomical calendar, which had 12 months in a year, and each month consisting of 30 days. And they added 5 days at the end of the year, making it a total of 365 days in a calendar year. Since the Gregorian calendar is imperfect, yet we still use it today, I have decided to still honor the original astronomers of this world while still connecting it with the tropical Western zodiac used commonly today. So, instead of going by the Gregorian calendar months, I go by the seasons of the zodiac. There's roughly 30 days in each season, so just like the astronomers of Kemet, I divide the season into 3 decans. I determine which decan are cardinal, fixed, or mutable by planetary positions, and then in meditation, I send forth Heru, which we all have a Heru, which is our higher self, to go out and scope the planetary system, right? And retrieve any messages from the Watchers of the Hours, which is what they called the constellations during that time. So, the first decan is the first 10 days, which is from April 20th to the 30th. It's a cardinal decan, and it's asking what is going to be initiated, what is going to begin, what is going to start or be renewed. So the first thing we have to do is we have to look at where the planets are in their positions. Now, if you're doing a personalized horoscope, you want to look at the aspects of the planets and other things. But for a general reading, we just want to know where are the planets located, in which signs, and basically where they're at in the sky. So in the first decan, from April 20th to the 30th, Mercury is going to be in Aries. Mars, Saturn, and Pluto are all in Capricorn. Jupiter is in Scorpio. Uranus is in Aries. Neptune still in Pisces. And a beautiful move on the 25th, tomorrow, Venus going into Gemini. So what does that mean for you, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising?
So Libra, for the first decan, we're asking what's being initiated, what's starting, what's being renewed, if anything is being renewed. So for you, you hit the ground running. You're very direct, very focused on your objective, whatever your objective is. You just were not distracted, and you are very determined to finish strong, to really finish strong. You're moving towards new beginnings in all areas of life. We're talking relationships, we're talking family, we're talking your educational goals, your ambitions in life, period. You're trying to get it done, or you're trying to get something specific done before July or before Leo season. And you have a very strict schedule because of it, which is great, right? Being determined, getting things done, being productive. So anyways, what's also being, started in your life is because you've been working hard, you've been spending a lot of just a lot of time planning, and you've been putting a lot of effort in. Well, most of you, some of you out there have been kind of slacking, but most of you have been putting a lot of effort into whatever your main objective is, or whatever, your main mission is right now in life. And so whether it's career or work or whatever it is, it's paying off. It's going to pay off and continue to pay off, and you will receive your due reward. Just don't expect recognition from people because you're most likely not going to receive it right now. Wealth and great fortune is coming your way. The floodgates have been open, but It's not going to be what your mind wanted. It's going to be what your heart desired. So if you haven't had a heart check and really checked what your true desires are, then, when it comes, it's going to be like, what is this? But if you know what your heart desires, it's coming your way and it's going to manifest within this season. You have been receiving plenty of messages, and you will continue to receive plenty of messages that will provide clarity, and it's really meant to help you make that informed decision that you need to make, especially in regards to love. Something will happen that needed to happen to open your eyes to the true intentions of your significant other or whoever you're dating. You don't have to necessarily be in a union right now, but it will happen so that you can have clarity and that you can make the decision that you need to make, right? And you're building security, and you're receiving security in regards to your emotional status as well as your financial status. So you're receiving security in both of those. For some more one than the other. But you needed this in order to stabilize your condition, to stabilize your circumstances so that you can move forward. Whatever it was, whether emotionally or financially, it was setting you back and causing you not to be able to make the gains that you were trying to make. But now you're going to receive that security. And, you're no longer afraid to rock that boat and say what you feel, and what you feel needs to be said. And Venus moving into Gemini on the 25th is really calling for you specifically, Libra, to no longer fear the loss, or no longer fear losing someone or losing a relationship, or and just not allowing others to frustrate you so easily. I understand, you may want things to be perfect or done in a certain type of way. Completely understandable. I'm the same way, but we can't allow the desire for perfection to stop us from trying to do anything, to stop us from trying, period. A lot of times we don't do something because we're afraid to fail. And we must understand that through failure, we actually find perfection. Because how do you know something is perfect if you've never seen a flaw? You don't know what a flaw is. You don't know what perfection is then. So it's okay. Just go out there, do it. Fail if you need to, but get right back up and show your intelligence by showing that you can learn from your failures and actually be a success. All right. And remember your curiosity as a child. When we were kids, we weren't ashamed of not knowing something. We weren't ashamed of this, and through our exploration, we actually learned so much more than just simply asking someone and someone telling us this is what's going to happen. When you have the experience, that's when you gain the wisdom. So, anywho, the next decan is from May 1st to the 10th, roughly. And this decan is a fixed decan. There's no major planetary movements in the sky. It is what it is. So this is when we send forth Heru to find out what are the obstacles that are going to be in our way, that are going to be in our path, that we need to be aware of so that we can overcome them, right? And prepared to do so. And for you, Libra, it's there's a need to become one with your feminine energy. There's a need to love the feminine and all of her craziness. and when I mean that, I mean to not be so hard on the woman in your life, and not to be hard on just women, period, because there is an outright attack on the feminine, and this directly affects you because you're ruled by a feminine energy. You're ruled by Venus, and so it's going to affect you. And affect the women around you. So show compassion, show that love, um, and show understanding that I understand what's happening. There is an attack on the feminine energy, and I don't want to be a part of that. I actually want to be a protective um, resolution. And sometimes protection doesn't mean that you have to fight. Sometimes protection is simply having arms to wrap around someone and give them a good old hug. That's protection. You feel protected when you're in the arms of someone who you feel secure with and you trust. So be that person if you need to be, or don't be afraid to accept that hug when someone offers it to you. A lot of you out there, some of you out there are having fertility issues and just difficulties in your pregnancy, or just difficulties getting pregnant. But stay positive. Stay positive. Things are turning around in your favor. Stay positive, my loves out there. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to see a lot of women pregnant with girls. There's going to be a lot of pregnancies, but they're going to be with girls. There's a lot of girls coming into this world during this year, and specifically during this season. And it was meant to happen this way for a specific reason. I might make a video on that, about the feminine energy that has been birthed. It actually started last year during Libra season, funny enough, right? And we're now in Taurus season, and now we're seeing the results of that. So that's really beautiful. Anyways, for some of you out there, there's someone in particular. I don't know why this came through, but it came through, so I'm just going to say it. You're pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl, and there will be issues with the girl. I'm not saying that anything's going to happen to the girl. My hope is that she will be safe, she will be protected, and she will come through. But whatever is meant to happen will happen, and just be aware of this and understand that your prayers are heard. Anywho, I also see a lot of mamas having issues with their daughters. This is any age. You can be an old mama with an old daughter. But I see a lot of issues between mothers and daughters, and between sisters, and between female friends. We could blame it on PMS. We can do that, but let's not. Let's be honest. Let's be real, and let's face what we're going through and be a support system to each other. And remember our common bond of womanhood and femininity. Just remember that. Also, you might find it difficult to find peace and serenity away from all this drama and craziness that's going to happen. And it is what it is. I'm sure you'll find it soon. And it's funny, while I was doing the reading, Cardi came into my mind. Obviously, she's a Libra, so it makes sense. She's having a girl. And yes, after I had that thought, I did go online and Google whether or not she announced the sex of the baby yet. She hasn't made an official announcement, but her sister kind of slipped up and said, something, relating to a baby girl. So if you were wondering, yes, she's going to have a girl. It's confirmation. And it's super funny because I actually did a sex reading for my friend. A simple yes or no, is it going to be a boy or a girl, before he went to the doctors to see what it was going to be. And he's not a big, he's not into tarot, he's not into astrology, besides knowing that he's an Aries. That's pretty much as far as it goes. And he was kind of reluctant, but I did it anyways. And I was like, yes, you're gonna have a boy. And he was just like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. You could tell he didn't believe me. And then he still hasn't told me yet. My brother told me what the sex of the baby was. He still has not told me, even though we all know it's a boy. It's so funny to me. People are so scared of spirits, so scared of clairvoyancy, and scared of just all of that. It's interesting to me. Really interesting. Anyways. So in regards to romance, some of you out there might be trying a little too hard to be in a relationship or to be with a particular someone. you know, it is what it is. Kind of relax off of that a little while. Let's put it this way. I spy a Sagittarius guy. A lot of you guys are out there dealing with fire signs, specifically a Sag for most of you. And fire signs is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And just know that your partner or that person that you have your eye on, they're moving full steam ahead, okay? They are focused and driven on what they are focused and driven on. And unless you are somehow helping them with their goal, helping them achieve their goal, then in reality, they don't have time for you. You're not a part of their focus, and you could come off as clingy, or worse, a tag along. Someone who has nothing going for themselves, so they tend to the every need and whim of whoever they're infatuated with or whoever they're in servitude to, and you might become complacent and very comfortable in your current position or in your relationship, and you might lose your drive and your willpower. So don't allow your mind and your focus to be so much on a relationship in any regards, or so focused on somebody that you lose yourself. Yeah. So put your blinders on, keep your focus on your finances, on building that security for yourself and your family. And, leave the social media, leave that to the side, at least for this season, because it's going to be a major distraction. All social media is going to be a major distraction for you specifically. And there's going to be a lot of negativity online for this season, in many regards. So unless you're going online to be about your business, unless it's pertaining to your overall goals, like you might have an online business or something like that, unless it's like that, then you really just want to just stay away from online. Get your entertainment from the people around you. Go outside and go to enjoy life, because online is going to be very, very negative. Also, authorities, bosses, your boss, or just anybody who holds some sort of position over you or authority over you, they're going to be very difficult this season, very stern, very controlling, especially if you have a Capricorn in your life, directly in your life. So remember your charm, your grace, your power, and don't allow them to make you feel like you're not good enough, or that you're not performing to a good enough standard, because they might be doing too much, but of course do your self check, make sure you are performing to a good standard, that you are doing your best, and if you are doing your best, just know that they're tripping. Let it pass. let it pass. It's only going to be temporary. And finally, we come to the third decan, which is the final decan of the season, from May 11th to the 20th. And it's a mutable decan, so that means anything can happen, anything is possible, right? I could make plenty of predictions of what could happen, but this is a general reading, so that it means that that's just too much. It's too much. If it was personalized, of course, I would give you the information that you personally need for that decan. Okay, now planes. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. But there are some things happening in the sky during this decan. There are some movement happening, and it is mutable. Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto are all staying in their same place. The only thing with Pluto is that it is going retrograde. On May 14th, Mercury moves into Taurus. On the 17th of May, Mars moves into Aquarius, and Saturn goes retrograde. On the 20th, Venus goes into Cancer, but the most important shift is the shift from an outer planet. So this doesn't happen as often as it does for the inner planets. So on May 16th, Uranus moves into Taurus. So what can we take from that? We need to take an overall message, and definitely an overall message for this Uranus moving into Taurus, because this is bringing change, but it's going to be a lasting change. It's not going to be temporary, so we need to be prepared for it, right? For you, Libra, your message is, your overall message is, the only person who has full control and absolute authority over your life is you. Your decisions will determine where you go or don't go in life. So you can no longer be indecisive about things or always leaving important decisions up to someone else. It's a stop to all that. It has to end. Don't willingly hand over your power to anyone or anything. You are the one who holds your destiny in your hands. It is possible to have it all, but remember, it comes at a price. Allow the universe to set you up with your perfect match, someone who is evenly yoked with you, okay? And that's very, very important, because this allows both of you, okay, to be fruitful and multiply. Libra, help the world, Libra. Help the world learn how to love, how to unite in a union between lovers, how to show true camaraderie amongst friends, and compassion and understanding for our brothers and sisters. You, Libra, have that power. That is your power source. And we, the world, need you. We need you to give us that model, to show us how to love. All right, that's it. Until the next time, I will see you guys later. Keep trailblazing on. Peace.